Oh my God. Look at the road. This is the bus park. The people are passing through water to come to the rally venue, and this rally venue is the bus park.
Keep coming, my sisters. In the new Uganda, all those roads are going to be fixed. Come on!
Guys, we are sorry. Those who have been looking for us, you couldn't find us. We are on YouTube, Ghetto TV UG. Our Facebook page, Ghetto Media, is also still available, but we are sorting out a number of issues before we resume using it today. We still have it in our hands, in our control. Chadono East people, we salute you. You accepted Kyagulanyi as your MP and nurtured him into this. He's now becoming an international leader.
Yes, that is Abimu district.
Yes, continue sharing.
That is Abimu district in northern Uganda. Abimu is part of the districts that make up Karamoja sub-region. Deep up there in the northeast of Uganda. That's Abimu. That's where the president of the National Platform, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, aka Bobiwine, is right now.
Yeah, Ghetto TV has been on YouTube, but we've not been streaming live in this campaign trail. No matter your sex, no matter your age, go uneducated. Isn't it? On YouTube, we don't need OTT. On YouTube, you don't need OTT. Our videos are monetized.
Lina Madiga. Yes, I am part of the community of Abimu. My own sister-in-law is here resting in Abimu. My own brother-in-law is resting here in Abimu. I am Abdo Madiganga. And so, today is not about me. I want to welcome our 10th president. I see we have felt the love. I just want to annoy the people of Abimu. And mine is to call on you, President, who listen. The courageous, the youthful, Bobby. Abimu has ruled. Yelling! People power! Our power! Our power! People power! People power! Our power! Our power! People power! MUP! Everywhere! Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Microphone 6. Oh, 1 2 1 2.
Wow.
Abimu. Atia nini? Atia mabe. Rubang be. Karidusu. Rubang be. Apoyo biro. Apoyo rock. Thank you very much. Apoyo matek. Thank you very much. Apoyo rock. Thank you very, very much for coming. Apoyo rock ne I know that you have been intimidated so much. And I know that you would have been very many people to welcome us today. But I want to thank those of you that have come here today. Many of you had to swim to come here. Many of you had to go through terrible roads to come here. So for you that have come here, you are the real heroes of this generation. My name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Others call me Bobiwine. Apoyo rock, apoyo rock. I want to thank you very much for the welcome that you're giving us today. Many of you last saw me when I was a Rastaman with very long hair. And many of you last saw me in the videos or on stage when I'm a musician. But today I bring a very serious message. And I want to ask you to listen to me very carefully. And after listening to me, I want to ask those of you that have come here today to take the message and make sure everybody gets this message. Because this is a very serious message. Many days the police and the military have stopped me from talking to the people of northern Uganda. Because they know that when I talk to you, your eyes will open and you will see what I see and you will know what I know. But today in the morning I went to church and I prayed to God. And I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, that the Almighty God is powerful. Because Museveni does not want me to come here to talk to you. Museveni is very scared of what I am telling you. But nevertheless, I am here and we are talking. So I want to ask some of you who have phones, please record what I am telling you. And if you don't have a phone or a recorder, please record it in your head. And those that are making noise, please keep quiet for only a few minutes because what I'm telling you is very important. Many of you are younger than me. And yet even me, I was only 4 years when Museveni was taking over our country. That was in 1986. 35 years ago. And since then he has made us slaves in our own land. The elders that are here today, they know what I am talking about. But for you, the young ones, you were born in slavery. And they are trying to tell you that it is okay to be slaves. But I am here to announce the end of slavery. I am here to tell you that we are going to be free. People power. People power. And our power. The Bobiwine over. The Kyagulanyi over. Now listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. You see this land where you live? It is a very, very rich land. It is a very rich land. But you, the people that live here, you are very, very poor. Why? Because Museveni made it his property and the property of his family. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, one day I was just a younger ghetto boy like that Rasta boy. And because of the music that I was singing for you, you supported me, and I traveled the whole world, and I saw that countries that don't have even a quarter of what we have, they are richer than us. I want to give you an example. Did you know that Uganda has ever given aid to Dubai? Do you know that in 1962 we were on the same level with Singapore? Do you know that most of the schools and the hospitals were built either in Amin or Obote's government? And all those leaders, none of them ruled Uganda for even 10 years. But when Museveni took over our country, because we are not even sure that he's a Ugandan, he turned into slave. Many of our fathers and mothers, many of them have died in poverty. And now, for us, we don't have a future. Many young people are unemployed. Look at the roads where we travel on. Look at the hospitals where we take our wives to give birth. Look at the schools where we take our children. Look at the place where we are right now. This is supposed to be a bus park. I want to tell you, how many people have ever seen a bus here? So I want to tell you that this is a land so rich in natural resources. This is a land with very intelligent people. But because we don't have a president, we have a thief. That is why we find ourselves in this situation. Now I want you to take this very, very serious. Because when you read the law, Article number 1 of our Constitution says that all power belongs to the people. Now take this one even more serious. That we have an opportunity to change this once and for all. And that is why I came from wherever I came from to come and represent you. That is why I'm standing to be the next president of Uganda. The president of Uganda. I am not here to represent the rich people. I am not here to represent the city people. I am here to represent the poor people. To represent the common people. To represent the village people. To represent the farmers. To represent the women that are dying every day in the hospitals. To represent the children whose future has been stolen away by the I am here to represent the ghetto people. So my brothers and sisters, while I am saying that we want a new Uganda, while I know that this country is rich and if we get a good leader, we can change this country in a very short time. And while I know that if you make me a leader, we will have a Uganda which makes all of us equal. president who and Uganda and while I know that with good leadership we can change our roads, our schools and our hospitals. The question is that who is the answer? Listen to me. Listen to me. The answer is not Okello Peter. The answer is not Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. The answer is you. The answer is you. You are the people. I only have one vote. So I am equal with you. I am equal with you. I am the same as everybody here. That is why I always tell you that if we come together we can change our country. So we have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. I can only see the new Uganda. And I can only show you the new Uganda. But we must go in that new Uganda together. I am only playing my role. Because a leader sees the way and shows people the way. But I am asking you to come with me to go to the new Uganda. How do we do that? How do we do that? On the 14th of January. On the 14th of January. We have an opportunity. Museveni can stop you from coming to listen to me. But I know that you will take the message to everybody that you see. Museveni can stop me from talking on radio. But he cannot stop you from going to the polling station. So on the 14th of January, I am asking all of you to vote for me as your next president. And vote for my brother Okello Peter here as the new member of parliament. When you vote for me or Peter or the National Unity Platform, you will be voting for a servant, not a boss. Let me say this again. You will be getting a servant and not a boss. You, the people of Uganda, are supposed to be the masters. And the leaders are supposed to be servants. You are supposed to be asking for accountability from us. Not us asking for accountability from us. We, the leaders, are supposed to fear you. You are not supposed to fear the leaders. When you vote for the president and it is your vote that has brought the president, then your vote can remove that president. That means that president will fear to annoy you. That president will not steal your money. That president will not make his wife the minister of education even when she is not qualified. Ni president non barama mi otako no turo minister na mako no komkwan ki ponere kuno president non tako non konba pore. This that I'm saying is true, brothers and sisters. Inana kobo ni tia tiru tero na kamegina. I was talking with Nubian Lee in the car when we were coming here. Dire toka nego mo yo toka wane pino ni. And we are saying there's a lot of raw material around. No 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 tie burkan. There's a lot of stones here. Konen kido tie burkan ata. There's a lot of manpower with our young people. Why are the roads here not tarmac? You know why? Because Museveni wants to keep you poor. Give me that umbrella now. Hold on, let me tell you this, man. When you go to the election time, when you go to the polls, you are not going to see the name Bobiwine on the ballot paper. You are going to see the name Kyagulanyi, Ssentamu, Robert. And you're going to see this umbrella. So when you see the umbrella, just speak. When you see the umbrella, just speak. When you see the umbrella, and after voting, please don't go away. After voting, please don't go away. Stay there and make sure the votes are counted when you are there. I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, we are removing a dictator. We are removing a dictator. After you vote me to be your president, I want to come back to Abimu on a better road. When you vote me, when you make me your next president, I will come back to Abimu, not to open a police station. Listen, I will come back to Abimu, not to open a police station, but to open a hospital. When you make me your president, I will come back to Abimu, not to open a local defense training unit, but to open a school or a university. People power! People power! Power, power! When you make me your president, we shall not be buying more tear gas. We shall buy medicine in the hospital. When you make me your president, you will not be seeing police patrol cars. You will be seeing ambulance cars. When you make me your president, our police officers will not be miserable. I have said it before and I'm saying it again, that those police officers are our brothers and sisters. They are not bad people. They don't want to beat us. They are just ordered to do wrong things. And I've said it before and I want to say it again, that when I am president, the lowest paid police officer will be earning 1 million shillings. And for you, the police officer, before you get excited, we are going to increase your salary. We are going to pay you our money. That money, that is taxpayers' money. And after we increase your salary, you will have to respect the people of Uganda. In the new Uganda, in the new Uganda, I want to see the civilians and the police officers working together very happily. And in the new Uganda, I want to see the soldiers of Uganda helping the people of Uganda. I want to see the soldiers of Uganda People's Defense Force serving the people of Uganda and not killing the people of Uganda. This is a beautiful country that Museveni has turned into a desert. So in the first year of my presidency, I pledge to plant 5 million trees. And those trees are going to be planted by soldiers. I and the new government, our government is going to increase the salary of the soldiers. But we are going to keep them busy. We've already made our pledge to our medical workers, the doctors and the nurses. We are going to increase their salary, and we are going to make sure their working conditions are better. We have made a pledge to our teachers. They are going to be paid well and on time. Now for the ghetto people, for the ghetto people, do you know what we are going to do when I am president? Let me read that one. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for listening to me. I would have loved to spend the whole day here. But you know that we have to go to so many districts. And now we have to go to Kaperabiong, so that we take the message of freedom there. I want to ask all of you to become the Bobiwines of Abimu. I want to ask all of you to make it your responsibility to spread this message. I know they are going to intimidate you. They are also going to try to bribe you. They are going to bring money. They are going to bring free t-shirts. You can eat that money because that is your money. But these people are not the ones that are going to pick the ballot paper for you. Please take the revolution and let us save our country. Now as I conclude, I want to introduce the candidates that we have in this place. First of all, my brother here with me is called Okello Peter. And that other name is over Italian, over from Vietnam. It's a big name called that name. Yeah, my brother here, Okello Peter Kwomel. Let's up this microphone. My shake. I'm hearing you look microphone. Kindly vote for my brother here. Because I am not. I take a long time to come to Abimu. But if you send Okello Peter to parliament, it will be as if I live in Abimu. I also also want to ask you to vote for my brother Ayen Annex Enoch as our is already elected. Power. I like the people of Abimu. They are already ahead of me. Me, I am saying you vote for Ayen, and they've already voted for him. I also want to ask you to vote for my brother Omonyi Isaac Innocent for LC5 councillor in Abimu. I also want to vote for my brother Oyado David for LC3 chairperson in Chiru Town Council. Thank you very much for listening to me. And they don't ask me for a cappella now. Now I've already put on the tie. You want the president to sing? Mr. President, these are very excited and jubilant supporters. All right. Listen, you are the bosses and I am the servant. So you have the power. And when you say something, I cannot answer back. I say we are fighting for. Come on. Abim Karamoja, we are fighting for freedom. All of the people of Abim, we are fighting for freedom. Listen to me. My people complaining night and day. Our people complaining night and day. They wonder why they continue to live this way. And all that we can change and get to Uganda. Listen to this one. Uganda rich, but Ugandans poor because Museveni is drunk on power. He runs nation like family. Thank you very much. Apoyo rock. Your Excellency, thank you for coming to Abimu. The people of Abimu love you. You can see this galaxy of jubilant Ugandans. We are proud of you. You are the true son of Uganda. And we ask you, Mr. President, to not forget these people of Abimu. We are going to train for you. We are going to stand with you. We are going to defend you. And we, the people of the world, we, the people of Abimu, we love you and we care for you. God bless you and God bless Uganda. Don't run away, it's okay. Don't run away.
Bano balimu akatengo.
Nobody scared. Don't run away. You are with the next president of Uganda. Nobody intimidates you. Don't run away, my brothers and sisters. Let us walk nicely. All the police you see here. Listen to me, my brothers and sisters. All the security you see here. All the police that you see here. All the soldiers that you see here. They are here because I am already president. Don't run away.
How are you?
Thank you very much for coming.
Kane mama na romance.
President Kyagulanyi, Ssentamu, the future of Uganda. Thank you. God bless you. Sure. As we stand, let's walk back nicely. Let us all walk back nicely. You don't have to run away. You don't have to fall on anything sharp. This is your country. Enjoy Uganda. In a new Uganda, you will never have to run away from a police officer. You will never have to run away from a police officer. When the police see you, they are supposed to smile at you. And you're also supposed to smile at them. So don't run away. Don't be intimidated. This is your country. You can enjoy. You can dance. You can smile. You can wave to us. We are Uganda. Our country. Play some music for our people.
You got them.
Kyagulanyi president enyanja yammwe egenda kuddamu okufuka enyanja yammwe.
Wabera balangirira obuliro bavudde eno kyebasooka okulangirira era bali mu komuleni nga bagamba balangirira obuliro bwebasooka naye okutuukiriza saavisi balagana malwaliro biki bebasembayo kyebabavuddeko era sibasanyufu nakwama baagala balonde batuuse gavumenti Museveni bamugye mu bukulembeze batekeyo
Okay, mukulu wange Nubian abantu bawogana nnyo naye mukulu wange.
Yagamba tulina okulonda oba mu ngeri ki oba ngeri ki. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu naye n'abagamba nina okubawangula n'okubalaali mu buli ngeri era ndowooza muzze mu kiraba. Azikuba mu buli ngeri. Abasirikale baayiriddwa bangi mu kifo kino buli kakubo naye era abantu batuuse. Ate nabagamba Kyagulanyi Ssentamu buli w'omuteeka abalabi ba Mama Africa bwe mubadde temugoberera Ghetto Media oyinza okuba badde tompulira naye nga ku Ghetto Media ne Ghetto TV bino ntero byogera naye kyemanya abalabi ba Mama Africa ne ku Ghetto Media ne Ghetto TV mbadde mubeerangayo. Nzize mbagamba Kyagulanyi Ssentamu buli w'omuteeka oyinza omutowooza nti omutwadde mu kyalo n'akukubirayo n'akuswalizaayo. Eno gyolaba we tubadde yazimbibwa nga bus park naye gitunuulire tekola ababuuziza basi mmeka ezaali zizze wano okulonda okuwedde babaguumiza nti bagenda bawa bus park ne basaawasawawo ne bazimbawo akazimbe ng'akoba okalaba ne katooyi ka buzigo buna ne babagamba eyo bus park ne mubawo obululu naye basi mmeka ezaali zizzeeko wano bonna ne bawanika engalo ne bagamba tewali basi yali ezze wano. Juzi twali ejjinja ne bamuvuga ne bamutwala eyo ku kasomero naye nga ka gavumenti Amini ye yakazimba kagwa dda temuli madinisa n'abagamba wana amasomero abasajja bano baagavaako essomero lino eriri wano si be baalizimba naye lyeri kyali mu kitundu tebafangayo kwongerako yadde kintu kyonna n'amala n'ababuuza kati lino essomero ly'Ekisoga saabaana bammwe basomera nti we basomera bwe liti bwe lino ofaanana myaka 35 abantu ne bava amaziga mu maaso ne bagamba nedda n'ababuuza mulimu abasomesa n'abagamba abasomesa temuli. Kyekino kye mbagamba Kyagulanyi buli gy'omutwala kukubirayo ate n'abantu babaayo kiti kya muwogo gy'okisuula gye kirandira. Abeebuuza Buganda Ronald Mugenyi leero ng'oli ku Mama Africa njagala okubategeeza nti peegi yaffe tennabatwalibwa naye twafunye amawulire nga waliwo abagiri munda abaginyongootola ng'abo ye gavumenti y'eggwanga lino Uganda baagala okugitwala bagisaanyeewo nga bwe baakola eyasooka bwe tutyo ne tusalawo tusooke tukikubira eno ate nga bwe tuteekateeka oba bwe twongera okutaiteninga security yaayo n'olw'ensonga eyo mugume tugenda kuba tuddayo ku Ghetto Media tubaweereze ky'obomanya ffe twasa
IP by rank. He wanted to order his colleagues to come and start chasing away Bobiwine's supporters, but they all looked at him and refused to execute the order. That is funny. These people also don't want bad orders. Not all are rotten tomatoes.
All right, that was the president of the National Unity Platform, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, Uganda's favorite, Uganda's darling. Okay, he's in Abimu district. He has finished speaking to the people there, and regarding that incredible speech, that powerful speech he has given to the people of Abimu, I'm on it now. I'm going to cut it out, and of course, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share with the link. But please, once you get hold of the link or the video, don't just sit with it. Spread it across. Turn it into audio. Turn it into any format of your favor, of your choice. Spread it across. Make it go viral beyond Facebook, beyond YouTube, beyond WhatsApp, beyond social media. Yeah, put it on memory cards. Put it on your smartphone. Make sure that maybe you can even put it on CDs. You know, play it. Call upon people in the villages. Make them sit somewhere. Pray for them. They listen to the revolutionary message, because the dictator is trying as much as possible to, you know, prevent Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert from, you know, sending this message. That's why in whichever district he goes, he simply goes to one area. But of course, the district is big. The district is big, and of course, other places are always left out. You know, this campaign was given only 2 months. So let us play our part. Allow me cut this video. I share with you the link, and then spread it. But man, it was a very powerful speech, a very powerful one. Abimu is up there in the northeast. It's part of Karamoja sub-region. Yeah, it is part of Karamoja sub-region. Let me first cut it, and then I paste the link in the comment section. Please spread it widely.
I say you will get a president who can run on the road with you. You will get a president who can play football with you.
Bobiwine. Hey! Mama Nyabo.
Say bye-bye to Abimu. Saying bye-bye to Abimu. Saying bye-bye to Abimu. Abimu Karamajong. Namuwanga ononyezanga katuli kampiso. Lwaki bakazi mukamwe muno yayagala n'abasajja bannaye guys? Where are you the gentlemen? Take a look at this woman. Yesibye eddiba lye agenda yeezinira tayagala mmanya. Azinira Kyagulanyi.
Amanyabo.
Karamajong women. Karamajong women. Karamajong women. Bamanyi nnyo tebaagala mmanya baasalawo. We are heading to Kaperebyong for the final rally of the day.
Hey.
Khadija Habiba kutumiddeko. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Bobiwine.
The network is not so good for you to have an HD picture. Hey, Nyanzi Kado, at least now we have women. Hey, Nyanzi Kado, from Sizako, I say hello to you. Hi, Asha. Senyange Julius, yes. Thank you, Senyange Julius. Abakazi bamusinga okwagala struggle. The area is very remote. Asha, abasajja bakunoonyeza ekinaawe. Kunange, they are also part of the struggle. Yes, Karamajong women are so beautiful. That's why we always say it's about Uganda, not about the tribes in Uganda. As a development to get on media. Media is being secured. We have it, but some people want to hack into it. So it's getting. We have it, and our technicians are working around the clock to make it secure before we start using it again. That will take a few hours or a day or two. Namwanga Shamira, I'm your son. Kale, sasa kula mama. You get one and marry her. No, these are struggle women. Primo struggle Thanks for the great job.
Okay, as the president goes to Kapilebong, Kapiliepe, the name is hard to pronounce, but at least I'll try. It is Kapilebong. Yeah, Kapiliepe. Yeah, allow me play for you this speech. Na yene da katulindeko ensasa again gweo. Yeah, katulindeke ensasa again. But we can go along with it. We can go along with it.
The majority. Well, today we close the book of lamentation and open the book of Acts. It is time for action, action that will put an end to the injustices, the oppression, and the impunity in our beautiful country, Uganda. Countrymen and women, I come before you not as the most qualified, not as the most experienced, but I come before you as the most committed to lead this liberation, to lead the people of Uganda out of slavery. Countrymen and women, for the last 58 years, our nation has suffered. So many problems have befallen our nation, but key among them has been dictatorships. Each one trying so much to outdo the one before it in violence, in looting, and in plunder. We have not witnessed a peaceful transfer of power from one leader to another since our country became independent in 1962. Unfortunately, friends, 15 years ago, when we had the chance to witness the first peaceful transition of power, 15 years ago, President Museveni, through greed, he denied our nation an opportunity of experiencing a peaceful transition of power from one leader to another, from one generation to another. And as if that was not evil enough, only 3 years ago, this greed caused him to act in the most shameful manner and remove the last safeguard in form of age limit from our constitution. like Idi Amin, Museveni declared himself president for life in our country, Uganda. Well, little did he know that God will one day raise a generation that will not take that. Little did he know that God will raise unexpected people from unexpected places. So, to you, Mr. Museveni, since you have failed to control your greed and lust for power, our generation is determined to save you from yourself and stop your 35-year-old dictatorship. The liberation and socio-economic transformation of our country cannot be achieved unless we first remove the big obstacle, and that is Museveni, who has undermined all institutions of state and instead institutionalized corruption in Uganda. And of course, he has institutionalized human rights violations. Fellow Ugandans, I'm offering myself as a candidate of the highest office in this land, as a representative of the oppressed Ugandans. My background is well known to you, all of you, born hustling and born to hustling parents, raised in the ghettos of Kamocha, but fortunate enough to raise on top courtesy of my talent and hard work. It is now this background that has enabled me to understand the struggles of the common Ugandans. 35 years ago, Museveni started feeding off taxpayers' money and living in absolute abundance. Him and his cronies are completely detached from the common person, and no wonder they mock our people, because they've impoverished them, battered them, and suppressed them. And that is why this election, in this election, I am representing the weak, I am representing the poor, I am representing the downtrodden, I am representing those that have been excluded from a system which works only for a few, and of course, sitting and stepping on the necks of the many. I am representing the overtaxed business people. I am representing the parents that have sold all their land to take their children to school, and now their children cannot find jobs. I am representing the border riders who are persecuted every day after being made to pay large sums of money. I am representing those wives and mothers that cannot afford maternal health. I am representing the business person who borrows money at high rates and cannot figure out how to pay it. I'm representing the local suppliers who were kicked out of government tenders simply because they don't know anybody in government. I am representing poor Ugandans who have lost land to the powerful land grabbers, and many of them are in government. Yes, those who cannot get justice because justice under Museveni is for sale. I am representing the poor soldiers, the police officers who are so oppressed, yet they are commanded to beat and kill citizens who they are supposed to protect, simply because they must appease the rich. Those rich and the mighty are the ones we are standing against. In this election, gentlemen and ladies, I am representing the hardworking people of Busoga that have been deliberately kept poor by the NRM regime. I am representing the great people of Acholi, whose land is being stolen in broad daylight by the regime and its cooperatives. I am representing the people of Lango, who have been deliberately marginalized and disempowered for the past 3 decades. They have been deliberately marginalized and squeezed. I am representing the impoverished people of Karamoja, who are kept under the barrel of the gun while their gold, their copper, their cobalt and iron ores are stolen away by the rich and mighty. I am representing the people of Unyoro, who live and grow cheap crops on the oil that is theirs. Yes, their oil has been kept in the dark because they are looked at as they don't have a right to know what is happening in their land. I am representing the people of Bugishu, whose past glory has been shattered by the present regime. Their cooperatives, which kept them rich and productive, were destroyed by the regime. I am representing the people of Chigezi, who work so hard to earn little. I am representing the people of Bukedi, who have been turned into beggars on their own land. Representing the people of Uganda, whose land has been grabbed and they are left poor. They are made beggars. They are made slaves on the land of their grandfathers. I am representing all the people of Uganda, ladies and gentlemen, representing the people of Toro, the people of Rwenzori who live in constant fear because of the brutal regime. Those who are battered in 2018, whose wounds are still fresh in the minds. I represent them. I represent the youth who are very hardworking and yet they have no way to break through the yoke of oppression. The youth that work so hard but don't have the means of production. They don't have no land, they don't have no capital, and they have limited or no opportunities. These are the people I am representing. I am representing this section. The vast majority who are oppressed, yearning for freedom. I'm representing the journalists who cannot even peacefully practice their work without being harassed and beaten by the regime. I am representing the health workers who are paid peanuts for doing incredible work. I am representing my mother who was a nurse, who had 10 children and who died a miserable life because when she got an accident and put in Molago casualty, she had to stay there an hour in a hospital she served for more than 20 years. I am here to speak for her, even though she cannot speak no more. These are the people that I'm representing. Fellow Ugandans, I present myself to you as a servant, not as a boss. While our detailed plan of action towards our new Uganda will be presented to you through our manifesto, allow me very briefly, because we don't have time, to state just a few things that we will run based on. Most importantly, I want you the people of Uganda, to know that we are going to run a people-centered government which focuses on these areas. Our agenda, first and foremost, is freedom. We want to ensure that all Ugandans, regardless of who they are, of where they come from, are free in their country. All Ugandans must enjoy the freedom of expression, the freedom of conscience, the freedom to disagree with those in power, the freedom to assemble peacefully, and yes, the freedom to worship, and all other freedoms which have been, of course, taken away by the regime. So number one, I intend to increase the pay of the security forces.
A country that will not be a country of play, but a country of hope, a country of vision. I thank you and I encourage you to be strong, to be united, and never be intimidated. Work together for the good of our nation. I thank you.
Yeah, send them a message in the local language.
Amito poyo jo burgibe jo luo gibe bijolo duongwa Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert na tika chungme be president me Uganda an gi koma na chungme be member parliament me la Bur county Abimu kani ana jolo en kan so atika legal wak weng me chwako Mary Bochingi ki jo me Uganda mukene wek warrier Bobiwine Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert me be president me Uganda jo bimtino bedo kilelo bedo ki yom chwiny bien gido tuogo ko woyo matek ere chungo matek wadi chinywa e Uganda manyien obin apoyo.
Hey, that has been the president himself and the candidate Peter Okello for Abimu. The National Unity Platform is everywhere, not only in Kampala, not only in Kamocha, not only in Magere, not only in, but the entire world. Bridget Bobby, I read your comment as the president was speaking. Bridget Bobby, we love you here at Ghetto TV, at Ghetto Media, Ghetto TV YouTube channel, Ghetto Media Facebook page. We love you guys.
In power, the freedom to assemble peacefully, and yes, the freedom to worship, and all other freedoms which have been, of course, taken away by the regime. So number one, I intend to increase the pay of the security forces. Let me say that again. I intend to increase the pay of our security forces. The pay of our soldiers, police officers, and prison officers is so miserable. It must be improved. If I become president, we'll have the privilege to know what the classified budget really does. Such a huge amount of money will be used to improve the pay of our security forces so that they can live a better life. When I'm president, the lowest paid soldier or police officer will be earning 1 million shillings. Let me say it again. When I am president, the lowest earning police officer or soldier or prison officer will be earning 1 million shillings. I will improve their housing and health care. Low-ranking and middle-ranking officers must be entitled to free quality health care as the high-ranking officers. Our government will find opportunities for the spouses of the soldiers and police officers to ensure that they are each contributing to the livelihood of their families. I also intend to streamline the promotion criteria in the armed forces and, of course, in the police, which will be based on merit and not technical know-how. Never again will soldiers be forced to join the police. I say this again. Never again will soldiers be forced to become police officers like we see today, because they had the option of joining the police, but they decided to join the army. In our plan, the better option is not to recruit from the police, from the army to the police, but instead to improve and empower the police so that they can become better and operate better. The children of the soldiers and the police officers will be entitled to free education up to university. There is no greater sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen, than serving in uniform, and it will be our deliberate plan to ensure that our men and women in uniform in dignity. I firmly believe if we do this, I strongly believe that if we do this, then our armed men and women in uniform will have respect for the citizens. In a new Uganda, there will be mutual love and respect between those in uniform and the ordinary citizen of Uganda. When I become president, we shall introduce a contract arrangement for the security officers. In other countries, one can serve in the military, and after some time, they resign when they are still young. And of course, they resign with a better retirement package. But today, they are all tied. Even when they want to resign, they cannot. One should be proud to serve in the military or in the police and resign. So we shall make it on contract so that we make that job so nice for you to work. Number 2, in the new Uganda, there will be access to affordable quality health care for all Ugandans. And this will be priority in terms of budgetary allocations. Effective supervision, of course, will be there. But health can be fixed. I'm not here to preach as a professor or a very experienced person in health, in the health sector. But I want to tell you, only following the Abuja Declaration of raising the budgetary allocation to 15% of the national budget, we are going to have a perfect healthcare system. And yes, we will do it. Number 3, education. We all know that education is what paves way for a new. Maybe if I did not get the rare opportunity to education, I would still be in. But now that I'm here, it has to work for everybody. It has to be transformation for every ghetto youth. I've told you before about our education, and I will emphasize that we'll have the 4 A's that we'll focus on in our education. And empower the academics, we will arts, we will empower the athletics, and of course, we shall empower agriculture. We shall deal with unemployment, and of course, have a whole lot of job creation. I might not have to sedate on that, but I can guarantee you that by 2025, we have created 1 million jobs. And I sign because I will be president. Number 5, agriculture. Well, agriculture remains the backbone of our economy. And even if it is being disrespected and given no attention, our government intends to zone this country and ensure that each zone has a cash crop and a food crop. Friends, this is not rocket science. It is not going to begin with my presidency. It has been done before. It is a question of waking it up. When I was growing up, every region of this country had a cash crop and a food crop. We don't have that anymore. Why? Because the regime has different priorities, among which, or number 1 of which, is retaining power. But when I'm president, you are going to see that with your own eyes. And yes, we shall ensure access to proper input and promote good agricultural practices, and of course, value addition. we shall revamp coffee production, because when I was growing up, coffee production is what put us on the world map. I can guarantee you that our government will ensure that by 2025, Uganda exports 50 million bags of coffee. 50 million. And I sign because I will be president. Science and technology. I cannot talk so much about this, friends. Many of you are members of my generation, and you know how this is going to revamp our country. Our government will focus on promotion of science and technology as a catalyst for economic growth and development. This is going to be done through allocation of funds to schools that are specifically majoring in that. And of course, we shall establish innovation hubs in every sub-region of Uganda. Our school-going children should receive world-class ICT, because I believe that we Ugandans, we are first world brains stuck in a third world country. And yes, Uganda is not a third world country. It is only our leaders that are third world leaders. Now, you got a first world leader. Let's go for that. Number 7, access to water and electricity. Friends, the vast majority of Ugandans have no access to clean water. But our government is going to ensure that every household in Uganda has access to clean water. In terms of power supply, we shall ensure that more households are connected to the power grid. However, we shall also pursue a deliberate policy of ensuring that households in rural areas have access to solar power. This can be done, and this will be done. Fellow Ugandans, there are many other things that we plan to do for this nation, some of which are put in our manifesto. This regime has destroyed many, many dreams of Ugandans. But today, I want to say to you, please dare to dream again. Please dare to hope again. Friends, dare to believe again. Our nation has been reduced into a laughing stock among nations. But once again, we shall rise to be the true Pearl of Africa that we have been known for. Nothing can defeat people united, especially if we are united by conviction. A people united can never be defeated. 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 Yes, and also I want you to know that nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. Our story as NUP and as People Power, and also my individual story, friends, is a story of commitment, resilience, and never giving up. It is an example that challenges only strengthen the prepared. Let us come together under the umbrella of a new Uganda. And yes, march together, all of us, men and women, young and old, rich and poor, towards that new Uganda. As I conclude, I want you to know that we are aware that Museveni prides himself in his record of rigging elections. And of course, that the Electoral Commission has always been helping him in achieving that. Well, today, let me send a message to him and Mr. Byabakama. Just like I've just told him in his face, I will tell him again publicly that it is in your best interest not to mess with the people of Uganda. I say this again, Mr. Museveni and Mr. Byabakama, it is in your best interest not to mess with the people of Uganda. Because if you do so, you know the cost will be high. So finally, to all the Ugandans out there in Uganda and abroad, we rally you not to treat this as an ordinary election, but as a revolutionary election. The stakes are high. The transition is in our face. Freedom is staring us in the face, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. The time is now. And we have entered the ring. I say we have entered the ring and we are not coming out. We only await to raise our fist in victory. Because this is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Kati tusimbudde. I say kati tusimbudde. This is it. This is a battle between the past and the future. I say this again, this is a battle between the past and the future, between the old and the new, between slavery and freedom. This is the defining moment. So, I want you to know, Ugandans, that power is in your hands. And it is this time where you choose to trust that power in a person that you decide. This is a mission to freedom. I say this again, this is a mission to freedom, not a mere election. We are removing a dictator. Say that after me. We are removing a dictator, and we are doing this peacefully and constitutionally and legally, because we know that our laws provide for that. If we were born and there was no constitution in Uganda, we would bow to slavery. But when I read the constitution, it guarantees all this. When I remember what President Museveni said when he was my age, he said, what do you do when a regime has closed all avenues of peaceful change? Well, we have an avenue of peaceful change, and we know the world is watching us. We are going to be free. I say we are going to be free. And now, very, 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 very finally, I want to pay tribute to all the people that have been struggling, those that came before us, those that have lived before us. We are alive to the fact that we stand on your shoulders. We are alive to the fact that you inspired us to see the truth. And we call all upon you to stand by that truth. I want to respect Dr. Paulo Kawanga Semogerere. I want to respect Dr. Kiza Besigye. I want to respect Dr. Miriam Matembe and all other leaders who have paid the price in different ways. And of course, I want to salute all the comrades that have been murdered in cold blood in our pursuit for freedom. We stand by you. Your blood is still watering the tree of freedom. And I can guarantee you, comrades, wherever you lie, that we shall be free or we shall die trying to be free. I thank you for God and my country. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown in a new Uganda. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere.
Well, I see the mess, but I'm not a selective seer. In my opinion, the mess is not only on the street, it's everywhere. The street is just a screen of what's happening in the country. Look deeper than that. So yes, there's a mess there, but I would love to live with a principle of first things first. Let us sort out things that must be sorted out first. Yes, there's a mess, but that's only outlook. There's look at the mess in the health sector.
First things first.
Yes.
First, I'm glad to see you. And what are those first things that you're talking about?
Well, everything looks to be in a mess, but when you're fixing, you fix the life-threatening ones.
Like?
Like healthcare system. The mess you see there is an indication of the deterioration in all institutions. He just told you they are not people to sort out that, to enforce that. And when they come out to enforce, it's a question of even them as enforcers looking for a quick buck to earn. So in my opinion, we should go back to the functioning of our institutions and know that there's an institution responsible for that.
Well, this is just a bit on your outlook on politics, matters political. Could you share with us your experience? How has it been for you?
Well, it has been a bittersweet experience, I would say. If you told me to, relay for you my 10 months, we are going to consume this whole hour, doing that, if we have it anyway. So yeah, it has been a bittersweet experience. New revelations, yes, some I expected them, then some I didn't. But I realized that most importantly that we have jokers and we have real leaders. We have people that have their country at heart. From across the divide, I've realized that we have very good people in the DP, of course, in the movement, in the FDC, and even in the NRM. So I've discovered different things independently, but most importantly, that even amidst the political stagnation that we are facing, we have people that love their country, and those people are from across the divide.
Well, you are quite pivotal in the in the age limit debate,
yeah.
And you got to the extent of going physical. Do you think, or do you feel the dust has settled since?
This dust will never settle. We didn't get physical. They got physical on us. But like I said, that was just an indication of what's happening there. It only happened, the brutality only happened on the floor of Parliament. It only reflected what's been happening there. And of course, it reflected the total decay, if not death, of our institutions and the independence of the legislature. To me, it was the last nail on the democratic coffin. However, just like a seed, it has to die before it flourishes again. So yeah, that happened, but I'm still hopeful, very hopeful.
What, in your opinion, has happened since you lost the battle?
I wouldn't classify it as a lost battle, because we knew what the regime was capable of doing. We've been seeing it before. We knew that there were two sides. There was this dictatorship, and then there was this beautiful gentleman suit that was covering the dictatorship. The most important thing that we always wanted to do is to demystify that, is to unmask it, and that is what we successfully did. Today, no Ugandan is ignorant of the dictatorship that we are faced with, and that was not the case before the age limit situation.
How would you gauge the mood around the country? You've traveled, we've seen you in Jinja, we've seen you in Masaka, we've seen you places. What's the mood like in the country?
In the beginning, the mood was a resigning mood because people were frustrated. Then we had an indifferent mood because people seemed not to know what's happening. Remember, for the first time we had come together, and then people's hopes had been deflated. But I would say that following the unmasking of the situation and people really knowing what they're faced with, it is hopeful because now people are getting up. They're taking it in their own hands. What happened in Jinja, you saw it. What is happening in Rukonjiri, you saw it. It was not only for the population, but even for the leaders. It further showed us that without unity, we are not anything. And it taught us that with unity, once the forces, the democratic the democracy-seeking forces come together, dictators shake and tremble.
You've, over the past 10 months, proved to be a political force to reckon with. And there's actually been that discussion around a third force emerging. Do you think you're the face of a third force? That mysterious third face?
We are not the third force. We are the force. I repeat, we are not the third force. We are the force. And I would like to put this clear. It's not about me. You say I have been a pivotal in this, yes. But I'm only rallying point, you see. Every time people have something to say, they will say it through somebody, even if it's not me. So I'm only a reflection of what people have always wanted to say, of what people have always been wanting to say.
Is a third force desirable today?
There's no third force. There is the force. There is the force. You realize we're in a situation where very few people are holding the country hostage. Some of the fellow slaves didn't know they were actually slaves. They are beginning to know. And some are still deep in their slumber. So once people get enlightened, get the realization of where we are.
I'm a little perplexed by your choice of words, slaves. What do you mean by slaves? Who is a slave? In a democratic state?
Well, like you say, you disturbed my choice of words. I'm equally disturbed by your choice of words, especially the word democratic. In a situation where we are, if you call this a democracy, then you perplex me even the more.
What makes this short of a democracy?
The freedoms. The freedoms, what you call a democracy, when people are not allowed to freely engage, to freely communicate, when the basic rights are denied, people cannot converge, they are denied their right of assembly, they are denied their right of expression. Everything that is anti-regime is deemed inciting violence. So you don't call that a democracy. No, you do not. Let's call things what they are. We are living in a dictatorship, Simon. You know as much as I do.
What does it take to be a rallying point in politics?
Standing for the truth. Standing for the real plight of the people out there. You know, anybody can be a rallying point. We've seen people, you know, coming from nowhere and people following them.
Is your cause sustainable given the kind of reaction that you're getting from the state?
It is not my cause, Simon. It is our cause. It does not start with me. I'm not the first Ugandan to talk about equal rights and justice. I'm not the first Ugandan to agitate for real democracy, for real freedom. I'm not the first. You've seen all our democratic ancestors, some dead, some living. We take this from the great Paulo Kawanga Semogerere to down to people like Kizza Besigye, people like Norbert Mao, people like Museveni, although he changed his position, people like Elia Kategaya. It's not about me. These things I say are the things that our president used to say before he got into office, before he got drunk on power. So it is not my cause. It is a Ugandan cause. And yes, it is sustainable, because for as long as people are oppressed, they will automatically want their freedom. And they will find themselves either cautiously or subconsciously agitating for that freedom. So it's not my cause, it is your cause too.
In your analysis, how does the country look like today? What's the Uganda you're seeing now?
For lack of better words, I would say Uganda is steadily sinking into status of a failed state.
Could you illustrate on this?
Yes, yes. A country that cannot feed itself, a country that cannot sustain itself, a country where a leader gets a small misunderstanding.
Thank you very much. My name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. And I thank you very much for the support. I am talking to you as we're moving. Because we have to rush and go to Kabarabiang. But I want you to know that we bring the message of freedom. We are going to a new Uganda. We are going to a new Uganda. So I am running to be the new president of Uganda. The people of Muwonge, I am running to be the new president of Uganda. So when you go to vote, look for Kyagulanyi, Ssentamu, and the symbol is the umbrella. If you give me a vote, I'll be the next president of Uganda. I will bring Remember to vote for the umbrella. Remember to vote for the umbrella. Remember to vote for a new Uganda. Kyagulanyi, Ssentamu, Robert will be the new president.
This is the National Unity Platform. Check me out of my so. Wow.
My name is Kyagulanyi, Ssentamu, Robert.
This is Morore. In Abimu district.
I say we are fighting for freedom. Yeah, it is time to get new change.
This is Abimu. We are moving out of our beam on our way to the final rally of the day. I'm similar to the one of slave trade. Oppression is appetite is the citizen slave. Part of Africa's bleeding.
Understanding
What was
with,
the
Oh my goodness, guys, the network is too poor. The network is too poor. Too poor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you this audio for the president. Allow me give you this audio, and then we go on like this. But the network, no, it's too poor.
I'm not the first Ugandan to talk about equal rights and justice. I'm not the first Ugandan to agitate for real democracy, for real freedom. I'm not the first. You've seen all our democratic ancestors, some dead, some living. We take this from the great Paulo Kawanga Semogerere down to people like Kizza Besigye, people like Norbert Mao, people like Museveni, although he changed his position, people like Elia Kategaya. It's not about me. These things I say are the things that our president used to say before he got into office, before he got drunk on power. So it is not my cause. It is a Ugandan cause. And yes, it is sustainable, because for as long as people are oppressed, they will automatically want their freedom, and they will find themselves either cautiously or subconsciously agitating for that freedom. So it's not my cause, it is your cause too.
In your analysis, how does the country look like today? What's the Uganda you're seeing now?
For lack of better words, I would say Uganda is steadily sinking into status of a failed state.
Could you illustrate on this?
Yes, a country that cannot feed itself, a country that cannot sustain itself, a country where a leader gets a small misunderstanding with the doctors and says, I'm bringing in Chubans, as if to suggest that if I get a disagreement with the teachers, I'll import Chuban teachers. Ultimately, we shall import Chuban policemen and Chuban soldiers and Chuban, everything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, what do you make of such a situation? A situation where you have been training doctors for 32 years, and then you say, these doctors are misbehaving, I am going to import Cuban doctors. In fact, I'll go to the bush. To do what? To shoot them? So, it disturbs. I don't know if it's me, but if my head feeds me well, then it's reason to worry. Simon?
Is it too late to salvage the situation?
No.
And what do you make of the stakeholders in what you would call a salvation project for the country?
It's not too late. It's not late at all. Uganda is full of very talented people, people that are ready and able to change our plight. They only need to be given opportunity. Every now and then I engage people, intelligent people like yourself, in a conversation, and solutions are everywhere. People just need space to put those solutions in place. You realize that the political space has been closed to one person. It was one tribe, one family, and ultimately one person. Our problem has always been and is still a governance issue. There's nothing wrong with Uganda, nothing wrong with our people, nothing wrong with our natural resources. If you realize, if you go to some of us who manage to travel, you'll go to countries like Kenya, like Botswana, like South Africa, and you find Ugandan doctors, Ugandan trained doctors working there, simply because the conditions there can allow them enjoy a dignified life.
If Uganda is sinking, so are the politicians. What do you think?
Well, unfortunately, there's the principle of collective responsibility.
Politicians have run out of steam, especially with the opposition. Do you think it is still worthwhile to push on with such a team that is tired?
Now you see, our solution is not up to politicians. No. It has been said before that politics is too serious.
We want to bring new change. You will forgive me because I'm talking to you as we are moving. Yeah, but when we go to the polls, vote for the umbrella. Vote for Kyagulanyi, Ssentamu, Robert. And we will get new change. With a new Uganda. With a new president. A president who is your friend. A president who is your servant. When you go, you take the umbrella. You will be getting a new Uganda. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. All the people of Bobiwine. We want a new change. We want new roads. We want new hospitals. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Whether you were
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I wanted some banana. Kulina kumenvu awo baba.
leta menvu.
Ya menvu kali.
Menvu gagali.
Wali machete.
Machete!